Okay.
I'm Mike Huckabee. Your guy Chris, Music After 50. Gov, how did it start? What age? What instrument? How did it all come together for you?
For me, it was age 11. I'd been begging for a guitar for 3 years, and my parents kept telling me they couldn't afford it. Later on, I realized they were really telling the truth. But at age 11 at Christmas, I said, I want a guitar or I want nothing. I really came close to getting nothing. But my parents knew how much I wanted it, how much it meant to me. They ordered an electric guitar from the JCPenney catalog, paid $99 for the whole rig. Took them a year to pay for it. They paid a little bit each month. They didn't get themselves a Christmas that year so that they could get that guitar for me. Really made a sacrifice, and that guitar changed my life. I mean, I played that thing till my fingers almost bled, and I got where that this bashful, shy kid that couldn't stand to be in front of people was able to get in front of people because of the guitar. And then I started playing bass when I was 12, and I've been playing ever since.
Excellent. And remember your first bass?
First bass I had was a Vox bass, a 4-string Vox bass. It was kind of a beginner entry level, but it was a really good playing little bass. And then about a year and a half after that, I traded it in at a music store for a Fender Jazz bass, 1968 model. Beautiful bass that I loved. And then the story is later on, like so many musicians will relate to, my first child was coming along. This was after now I'd gotten married and out of college. Had to sell the bass because it was either groceries or guitars, and groceries usually win. And it broke my heart. I mean, and my wife hated that I had to do it, but she knew, and I she tried to talk me out of it. Said, "Look, we can't. That's all we got left." So I spent the next 25 years trying to get that guitar back. And finally had Fender make me one. I got to the place in life where I could afford anything I wanted, and I had to make me one exactly like that '68 Fender Jazz.
68 Fender Jazz.
Yeah. Now today I play like a Tobias 4-string. I've got this beautiful brand new guitar that I'm playing, an Overture called the Huck bass that was custom made for me. That's absolutely just priceless to me.
And the Overture guys, they're where are they from?
Illinois. Yeah,
Okay.
and they'll be here at the show. I don't know if they have a booth, but a young, very talented luthier named Justin Hoffman made the guitar. And he's got kind of a boutique guitar building operation that's called Overture. But he let me pick out all the woods and the pickups, and it's a beautiful instrument. I'm loving it.
So is that your number one axe these days?
Yeah, it's the one. It's going to be probably my foundation instrument now.
Okay. And as far as instruments, do you have a collection, or do you have?
Oh yeah. I play a Tobias 4-string. I've got 2 Fender Jazz basses, Fender P bass. I've got a Rickenbacker 4003. I've got a Dean Pro Edge. Just for the fun of it, I have a wonderful old Dan Electro.
Nice.
I've got a custom-made guitar that was made by Jeff Cook from the band Alabama. Beautiful guitar. I've got several others. I've got an Epiphone. I've got a really sweet Breedlove acoustic bass that is just awesome. So I have quite a collection.
Okay.
And I have a few others my wife doesn't know about. We'll keep it.
All right, that would be our secret there.
It's always the way.
Yeah, always the way.
And as far as amplification, you have a certain rig that you...
Normally I've got an SWR stack that has a 18-inch Big Ben woofer on the bottom and 4 10s on the top. I've got a Gensman's head. Then I have another SWR head, 750 watts that I play. Big Boss bass pedal that I play with some. And those are some of the main pieces of equipment.
There you go. Excellent, excellent. We covered a lot of ground on that one. Thank you, Governor. And earlier in your speech today, you talked about the importance of music education for the kids. How about for like the older set, for the after 50, the boomers,
Well, I'm having more fun playing guitar now than I ever did in my entire life. I'm 55. I feel I'll be playing as long as I live. And the great thing about playing music now, and I talk to a lot of the people my age and older who are playing, we grew up in the time when rock was really at its peak, and I think the great musicians and artists were coming along in the 60s and 70s and making terrific music. And for many of us, we were struggling, to have one decent guitar, and maybe we did or maybe we didn't. Now we're at the point in life we can actually have all the equipment we've ever dreamed of having. Sometimes I want to say to the people who are making musical instruments, I understand you wanting to market to kids. They can't afford this stuff. We can.
Right.
And what you need to be doing is realizing that when somebody's going to go there and buy a really nice guitar and all that gear, guess who's going to be able to afford it? We are. Are we going to play it on the stage in front of 1,000 people? Maybe. But even if we don't, we want it because we never could get it when we were 17.
Right. So true, so true.
I'm a sucker for gear, man. I mean, I go to a music store and it's like I come out of there with something.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. So as far as anything new, any new gear, like sounds like you got your bases covered pretty good.
Yeah.
But anything out there?
Well, I saw something out here at the show today that I'm going to order. It's an application. You buy this one little piece of equipment that goes into your iPad, and then you can plug your guitar into that. It has all the simulated amps for every kind of amp imaginable.
Right. Amp tech.
And then you can dial up your tunes on iTunes right from your iPad and play along with it. So I'm going to definitely get that.
That's on the radar.
I had made these little earphones today that fitted into my ear. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm very impressed with those, and they're great because they don't fall out of your ear like the typical buds from the that come with the iPhone. So that's pretty slick.
All right. So you got your eyes on a few future purchases.
Definitely.
And speaking of iPad and iPod, what's on your iPod these days?
I've got stuff. It ranges from Jimi Hendrix to Kenny Chesney and everything in between. I mean, I've got a lot of classic rock, Beatles and Stones and Led Zeppelin and The Who. I've got a lot of stuff from country, everything from Alan Jackson and Aaron Tippin and Toby Keith and Willie Nelson. I've got Broadway show tunes. There's virtually no genre of music I don't have. I've got contemporary Christian, just
a little bit of everything.
4,200 songs.
Awesome. And as far as bass players, who's some of your favorite bass players?
Noel Redding with Jimi Hendrix is one, and Mel Shaker from Grand Funk Railroad, because both of those guys were in bands with 3 people, and yet they had to carry so much more than a lot of bass players. Paul McCartney, one of the most underappreciated bass players. People, they know him as a Beatle. They don't really understand as a musician. The man was a genius.
Light years ahead.
Oh yeah. And then Peter Cetera from Chicago. Another hero and idol of mine is Carol Kay, who is probably unknown to most Americans, but often dubbed the First Lady of the Bass. Really broke ground not only as a bassist, but also as a female studio musician, part of the Wrecking Crew back in the 60s here in LA. Just an incredible human being and a magnificent musician.
Excellent. And I think we're going to wrap it up here. Governor, thank you very much. But do you have a parting words or some words for our audience at Music After 50?
Well, I would just say that, for heaven's sakes, don't sell your instruments and don't put them under your bed or put them in your closet. Get them out and play them. If you're in your 50s, the best time of all to start a band, you'll find that there are people all around you that are dying to play. And so dust off that instrument, restring the guitar, go get you some stuff that you've always wanted. Talk to people, whether it's at work or church or wherever. You'll find that there are other musicians who are as desperate to play as you, and start playing. You may end up with a band and have as much fun as I've had.
All right. Thank you, Governor. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.